Hello everyone. Today we are going to understand Rajadharma in Shantiparva. Mahabharata, the epic Mahabharata, is divided into a total of 18 parvas, of which Shanti Parva, or the phase of peace, is considered to be the 12th part of Mahabharata. So, what is this Shanti Parva? So, this Shanti Parva of Mahabharata is a discourse on statecraft that was conveyed by Bhishma to Yudhishthira, and it largely describes the functions, the duties of a good king, both during normal times and during periods of emergency. So, Rajadharma is used in Mahabharata in two senses. The first one is in terms of the royal duties that needs to be performed by a king, and the second meaning in which Rajadharma is used in Mahabharata is in the political aspect of the application of Danda Niti by the king. So Shanti Parva, it consists of 365 chapters and 13,716 verses. Shanti Parva is divided into three sub Parvas. The first one is Raja Dharma Anusashana Parva. This part describes the duties of the king and his governance. Raja Dharma, that means the dharma of the king, the duties that needs to be performed by the king. The second phase of Shanti Parva is the Apadharma Anusashana Parva. This part describes the rules of conduct when one faces emergency. What are the kind of strategies that the king need to apply in times of emergency? And the final subpart of Shanti Parva is the Moksha Dharma Parva. This Parva describes the behavior and the rules to achieve moksha or nirvana or salvation. So these are the three parts in which Shanti Parva is divided into, and it is mostly a conversation that is happening between Bhishma and Yudhishthira at the end of the war that was happening in Kurukshetra. So Bhishma is basically describing what are the things that a king should be cautious of when ruling over a particular territory. So, according to Bhishma, if the following list of duties are performed by the king, then peace will be established in the kingdom. So, accordingly, he has set the following set of duties. So, what are the duties? According to Bhishma, the king is the real executive head of the state. So, the king is more like what the prime minister of India does today. So, the king is not the nominal executive, the king is not the president, but the king is the real executive head of the state. Secondly, Bhishma thinks that the king needs to perform both appointment making functions and removal making authority. So, every minister in the kingdom should be appointed by the king, and the king must be very cautious when he is choosing the minister. So he has to see if the minister is having long administrative experiences, if the minister is following a particular code of conduct, and accordingly he needs to select the minister. So, in terms of maintaining interstate relations, it is also the duty of the king to appoint spies and ambassadors. So, the king has to get information about the defense of the state, and therefore he has to appoint spies and ambassadors. Apart from this, the king also has some financial duties. He must be collecting one-sixth of the taxes from the subjects, and because the king is collecting taxes, in lieu of that he is liable to give protection to the people. So therefore the personal safety of the people, the security of the people are some of the important duties of the king. He must also ensure that the state is safe from external threats. The king is nothing but a follower of the dharma, so therefore he also has some welfare oriented duties and responsibilities. It is his duty to ensure the protection of all the Varnas, and it is his duty to also look after the economic situation of the state. Finally, he must help the subjects if they are facing a financial crisis. So during times of emergency, of natural emergency like flood, like famine or drought, it is the duty of the king to protect the subjects, to help the subjects with financial assistance, and also it is duty of the king to preserve the Vedas and the Upanishads. So, how should the king preserve the Vedas? The king must preserve the Vedas by punishing those who create difficulties in the way of Vedic studies. So, therefore, in Shanti Parva, Rajadharma is understood as duties and obligations that are relevant to the political and administrative activities of the state, and through the governance by the king, peace, law, and order will be maintained in the state.